Welcome back, everyone, to Pop Off the Clock. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Yoselene. Happy to be here. We were on a little hiatus, but we're back.
A little brief hiatus.
Just a little. It was our summer fun break. There we go.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was an interesting time, but we are so excited to get into the lives of celebrities because literally everything happens when we're gone. Pretty much. So we are going to get straight into those headlines just because we kind of want to, we're going to kind of go with what the week had so far because it's kind of hard to recap the last 3 weeks.
We can't go back. We can't go back.
Yeah, you can only go forward.
It's just too much, first of all.
Yeah, we would be here for 2 hours if we...
Which we would for you, but... I don't think we should do that.
Yeah,
but I think the only one
you.
that we really are gonna step back a little bit is It Ends With Us recap and feud, and that's just been everywhere.
Because that continues to make headlines week by week by week. And then our girl Taylor, she is back. Of course, you guys know we're going to talk about Taylor Swift and some predictions that we had
completely wrong
in this podcast. So we're going to kind of get into those things. But really quickly, let's start with our headlines.
Absolutely. So our headlines, we're just going to go through these quick stories you just need to know about pop culture. If you are a Mamma Mia fan, Mamma Mia 3 is... a possibility. Well, the beloved Mamma Mia franchise might not be over yet. Christine Baranski, known for the role as Tanya, revealed that a third installment is in the works during her interview with The Hollywood Reporter in August. So,
in the second one, did she get pregnant? I forget.
Okay, so the second one is a flashback.
Yes. Okay, that's true.
As Amanda's character,
Meryl Streep's younger version.
Yeah, it's what's her name? We like her, Cinderella.
Lily
James.
There you go, Lily James.
So it's a back and forth. I don't know. I'm not too familiar. I haven't seen the second one. The second
one was decent. I love Mamma Mia. It's one of my favorite movie musicals. But I think that they might maybe explore the daughter maybe getting pregnant, having a baby, and seeing how that goes. I feel like that's kind of the natural progression.
Yeah, and I think it has a cult following that it would definitely be.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll watch it.
No, I'll need to watch the second one. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it was on my radar.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't like Lily James during that time.
Well, Lily James was going through a lot
for a while. Another movie that a lot of people are very, very excited to be heading to is Beetlejuice.
Yes.
That's coming out September 6th. So the stars, Jenna Ortega, we have Catherine O'Hara, we have Winona Ryder, and Michael Keaton are taking over the press week for this upcoming film. And I don't think they've said anything too crazy. I just think they're very adorable and they just get along so well.
Oh, I love it. I love that. I feel like this is a new trend with movie stars for movies where they dress for the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
Right now, Jenna Ortega's kind of doing
Goth girl.
Throwbacks to some of the first for the original movie, Goth girl, that whole aesthetic.
Black.
Yeah, I love I mean, it kind of just depends sometimes with the case of Blake Lively, which we'll get into later, sometimes it could be overkill, but when you do it in a subtle way, Zendaya, sometimes it could be a little overkill with Zendaya, but I like it. I think that's what they do now.
Yeah, it's the thing to
do. It's the trend.
Yeah, you have to
for movie premieres.
I wonder if it's in the contracts, but I think the only snippets from this press tour they're doing is that Jenna Ortega first met Michael Keaton in his full makeup.
Oh.
So that she was on the makeup desk and that she felt someone tap her shoulder and she turns around and he's like, boo. And she's like, oh, hi. And he introduced himself and then they had another scene together, or just they were on the set and he wasn't in makeup and she's like, I reintroduced myself to him, but it was weird. And then she revealed how she was offered the role. She went to Tim Burton's home in LA thinking that she was gonna meet to talk about Wednesday season 2, and before she left he's like, I have something for you, and just gave her the script. And she said that she went driving down Malibu, got off parked in the rocks, got on the beach and just read the whole script. And she's called my team
wow.
I have this opportunity. She was also asked about Wednesday season 2, and she says that they only have shot 4 episodes so far.
Probably 10.
Yeah, so they still have a long ways to go.
Well, I really like their partnership, Tim Burton and Jenna Ortega. We'll see where that goes. But I'm hoping for great things for her. I think that she's a really great actress. I think that she kind of really is good at bringing characters alive. She's that little goth girl person, so I'm really excited to see this movie.
We should definitely plan on seeing that movie.
Beetlejuice.
So let's move on. Lots of celebrity couple rumors confirmed, rumors sparked. So we have Gracie Abrams and Paul Mescal. The secret's out. Gracie and Paul. Well, the Secret of Us musician 24 and Oscar-nominated actor 28 took their romance public as they hit the streets of London together on Sunday, which there was a rumor because they were seen
at a restaurant. We discussed it.
No, first wasn't it at Charlie XCX party?
So first they were at a restaurant, then they were seen at Charlie XCX's. No, she was seen with Glenn Powell at Charlie XCX's party. And then, she was seen holding hands with Paul Mescal. A lot of people question if some of her Secret of Us album is about him, but I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, that is true. I'm getting him and Glenn Powell's trajectory.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I mean, I'm surprised Paul Mescal is able to move on from Daisy Edgar Jones, but
you are so obsessed with their friendship. I think it's a cute couple.
I think they're cute. I really think Gracie Abrams is great. I really like her album is speaking to me beyond words right now.
And I think I always forget how, she's 24 for some reason. I think she's like
older.
16.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's because she's just been in it for a while.
Yeah. She's kind of like fresh, but like
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like being 24, I think like that's such
also,
a good age.
Also, like I had read that the reason why she was seen with Glenn Powell at the party was because he's about to star in a movie. So
with her
makes
dad.
sense.
Another rumored or confirmed couple also spotted in London. Doja Cat and Joseph Quinn seemingly confirmed their romance. The Acknowledge Me rapper and the Stranger Things actor were recently seen walking hand in hand during a stroll through London.
I was shocked by that because I thought
they were also at a concert, but this was a picture.
Yeah, I really we spoke about how him and Lupita Nyong'o's when they're doing press for the movie, they were so close, but dang, I was shocked when I saw those videos and photos. The one video of them walking and his hand moves from her shoulder down.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
No,
it was
I wasn't.
I
think he slid into her DMs,
oh, really?
or she
That's
slid
awesome.
into his.
She's just so tough, and so I really don't know him.
He's going somewhere. I was surprised because he just was kind of like a new character to Stranger Things, but now he's going to be in the Fantastic Four. He's a part of the Fantastic Four, so
That's
I think
awesome.
that he has a lot in store. So we'll see how long. Do we want to put a number on it, or do we
how long?
How long they could last?
I think Doja and Joseph will last longer than Gracie and Paul.
Okay, we'll put it at that. We'll put it at that.
Because I believe Gracie's gonna go on tour. He's probably gonna go shoot a movie, and they just seem like
how sometimes different schedules just don't work for some people. So.
Yeah, you know what? And Joseph, do you think he has anything coming up, though? I think he would go on tour with the Doja Cat.
The Fantastic Four, I think that's going to pull him.
But you don't think they already shot it?
They did, but if it does well, it could, they could continue to do it.
I put my money on Doja and Joseph, though.
Okay.
You know who I don't put my money on? Emily Ratajkowski.
Oh, and
country,
Shabuzi.
yeah, country star Shabuzi. Well, the model and author and a bar song tipsy singer continued to spark romance rumors after they were seen leaving a screening of Zoe Kravitz's new movie Blink Twice together in New York City. I call her the female Pete Davidson.
And it's funny that she dated Pete Davidson.
I know, right?
They met their matches at some point.
They're like, you know what? I see a mirror.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, because remember Eric Andre will always be the one I'm like, girl, girl,
what'd you do?
Girl, why? But yeah, all of these random little sparks of things. But
I mean, I don't know him. I actually do he's been on my my Spotify new music kind of check this person out. one or two songs I like.
He's handsome.
So I think he's like gonna be the it boy
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
soon,
yeah.
like music and country music. I'm just surprised she like got her claws on him
Yeah.
pretty soon. Not her claws, I'm sorry, Emily, but you know what I mean.
No, I do know what you mean, but I heard his name. I never knew what he looked like face-wise, but he is really handsome. So
definite, like Emily is moving up.
yeah, moving up in the world.
Moving up.
We'll see who the next one could be.
Another couple that is clearing some stuff up. So within our hiatus, we heard rumors came out that Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin had split up after about 7 years together. Shocked. I thought it was the Pedro Pascal pictures. Remember?
I was about to say, I was like, yo, Celine, I told you there was something fishy about those photos.
But then, just recently, a couple days ago, Dakota Johnson is seen wearing her engagement ring, following rumors that she had split with fiance Chris Martin. Her engagement ring, chef's kiss. It's like this green emerald.
Green, yeah.
That's so beautiful.
That's what, because my stone is an emerald.
Yes, ours is too.
So, like,
yeah.
That's hers. Oh yeah, that's ours. Duh. I always forget we are the same month.
Like, I wonder if she's a Taurus.
Me too. Now that I think about it, but also like emeralds are just so beautiful. Like that is like the ideal ring. Like I feel like it's just so unique. It's just it matches their personality. And I'm curious because I feel like Dakota's rarely like photographed. I don't know. It's because of just the pressure around her relationship where she looked annoyed at the photographers, but she was like this.
And that was on purpose.
Yeah, to be like, we are together, stop.
Like that. Another person, speaking of annoying, no, I'm just kidding. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, is that his name? I don't remember write down his name. Well, she's sparking possible wedding rumors because she started following a wedding planner on TikTok, and rumors of her getting engaged to boyfriend Benny Blanco even got stronger. So earlier this week, an Eagle Eye fan noticed that the Only Murders in the Building star started following CMG wedding and events on social media platform per a clip. The event planning business focused on luxury weddings in Los Angeles, Napa Valley, San Francisco, and has been featured in Vogue.
Okay, that's very specific because I'm like, it was just like some video of like, like somebody's wedding. You're just, and like when you're scrolling, sometimes you're like, oh, like that's what I would want at some point in time. Like I thought if it was something like that, not like, oh, like a specific person in a specific location in a specific place.
It's just like, I don't know. Like I think I've had a Pinterest wedding board since I was like 15.
Yeah.
Wouldn't read too much into it. I do though believe that Benny
they could possibly be engaged.
Will be engaged or are engaged because I just think that she's really happy with him, I will say, and I think he, feeds her soul in a way that we hadn't seen before, and she's at the age where I think she
wants to settle down.
She wants
like to move forward in her life, start a family, and I mean, we don't know their relationship. I mean, obviously, we're just observers. But I mean, if she's really happy and if this is the one, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Another pop star. So Sabrina Carpenter, have you heard of her? The pop star's sixth album featuring the hits Espresso and Please 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 is set to be released tonight.
Well, guys, remember, we record Thursday, so it actually
August
came out
23rd.
today.
Yes.
So we have not heard it, but, I mean, just based on the two songs, I think it's going to be a hit.
Yes. I think even if the album is a flop, I think a lot of listens will happen because of so many people intrigued as what she can provide. I can't believe it's her sixth album.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But that's a part of the Disney machine. Like, Disney just, like, makes you churn out albums. Like, I'm sure, like, Miley Cyrus's discography is like probably like 10 albums, but we don't really like.
No, it's pretty good actually. No, but I don't think it's like the length of it. It's like she got big until the sixth one, where Miley's got big until the second one.
Yeah, exactly.
That comes into question, and I think it's been clear that she would qualify for new artists in the Grammys.
She is. I'm pretty sure.
Who doesn't? Tate McRae,
which I'm like, girl.
Because she
pick
applied.
Your moment.
It's about applying. It's the
number of times you do it, and she did it too many times. But I'm like, logically, like you should have like put yourself in like the public arena, do am I like as popular?
Like you had bad advice.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now she would have been like a pretty contender if she actually would not have applied so many times.
I think
before that.
Sabrina, her, Chapel Roan.
I think Chapel Roan's gonna end up taking it. I mean, we've already discussed this, but
You know, I didn't put it as a topic, but I mean, we have the Olivia one, but Chapel went on a whole rant on TikTok.
yes. We'll talk
we
about
could pin
that
it,
as
yeah.
well. But
Pin it. But another part of Sabrina do you want to bring up is that people are questioning her relationship with Barry. Is it Cohen?
Barry Keoghan.
Keoghan. Well, if you didn't see, breakup rumors began circulating between the 31-year-old actor and 25-year-old entertainer after gossip account Demois posted an anonymous tip that the couple split. Then Barry seemed to shut those rumors when he liked on Instagram one of her photos. Well, an insider is releasing saying that their relationship is very much on and off kind of situation, and
I'm starting to see like Demois is like really trying to grasp at straws sometimes with their like knowledge. So I do think that they're on and off, but I really do think it's because of their schedules. I think he's in the middle of filming something right now. She's about to go on this whole like promotion of her album, and then she's gonna go on tour. So it's just like maybe, you know, the whole schedule thing again.
I think he's like working on a Joker, a Batman too.
Oh, okay.
He's a Joker.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, he's booked and busy. She's booked and busy. I mean, it was a nice time that they had together.
Maybe they're just a situationship.
Yeah.
Don't embarrass her though, Barry.
Please.
Don't embarrass her.
Your girl.
So, Katy Perry is set to receive yet another award to add to her collection of trophies at the 2024 MTV Movie Music Awards, also known as, you know, the VMAs. The Roar hitmaker would be named the winner of the Video Vanguard Award, joining the ranks of artists who have won the accolade named after the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. The VMAs are set to air on September 10th. What I'm excited for is that when you get this award, you do a whole like 5 to 6 minute like medley or just mashup of all your hits. I remember when Justin got it. I remember when
Taylor Swift
got it. It's pretty epic because it's kind of like they're visually showing us what they think of their career
over the years.
We'll
see how she covers this decade of her life.
Or the bad ones.
Yeah, the bad ones.
I'm not like hating that new single.
I haven't heard it.
Lifetimes or Forever Lifetimes. It's pretty good. It's like a bop. It's like take me to the club and the beach, and like it's actually a pretty deep song lyrically. Like it's about Orlando Bloom and like we are meant to be together forever in each lifetime, like every star I will find you in. But it has like this sick rave beat, like party in Ibiza kind of thing.
Exactly. But also speaking of the VMAs, Megan Thee Stallion was just announced to be the host of it, so that's going to be interesting to see.
That's going to be fun though.
I feel like she has such a great personality, like she has hosting.
I really hope, you know, VMAs are known as those award shows that, like, you show up if you know you're going to win.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it was the one where Taylor Swift went and she was just, like, dancing and drinking, and it was... She was dating, what's his name? Travis Kelce, and everyone knew. But
everyone's saying because Chapel Roan's going to perform, everyone's like, we're so excited to see Taylor Swift drunkenly singing along to Chapel Roan.
And I'm excited for that, but I just hope she goes. So... She does have Fortnite nominated with, what's his name? Post Malone. Which makes me think that they could be winning because Post Malone has that country album out. So he needs that exposure, and it just makes sense that, like, him and Taylor...
But I feel like she always goes to the VMA.
Not if she's not winning. Like, Beyonce didn't go because she was winning. It's like a, hey, you go, I go kind of thing. I was
watching a video that also said, based on who's in attendance, that will determine who gets the award.
Yes. It's like based on that, which is I think it's nice. I don't think the VMAs could pull like Beyonce, Taylor Swift.
I really think that Ariana Grande should get for best music video.
Oh, and Ariana Grande.
Yeah, for We Can't Be Friends. That music video was just like a movie, literally. It's like beautiful, emotional, eternal sunshine.
It's actually like it's
I think I would prefer that one over. Because
Fortnite.
I was watching a video of people ranking like the best videos, and it was like that and Fortnite that are kind of like, but I think the theatrics were more in We Can't Be Friends.
Yeah, but Ariana's just so in her Wicked era that I don't know. I think she would still go because they probably want to promote. Wicked.
Yeah, she's probably gonna take Cynthia Erivo.
Like they could be like award presenters or category presenters.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about her, Olivia Rodrigo. She had a surprise up her sleeve when she brought out Chappell Roan at her concert in Los Angeles, and they sang "Hot to Go," and it was just pretty fun. Like TikTokers, well, the TikTokers I follow were there, and they were just like, who? And then she just brought her out. And if you don't know, at the beginning of her tour, Chappell Roan was actually her opening act. It was kind of right before she hit it big, right before Coachella. And
so it was like a full circle type of moment.
It was a full circle, and I guess they're friends, which I kind of never thought they were.
No, they were.
But
you can see, if you look back at the photos of like when Chappell Roan started, when she was touring, like they were always taking photos with each other. So I'm sure Olivia's really proud to see like her trajectory, but as you mentioned right now, Chappell Roan is kind of just really struggling with fame and dealing with, I believe she said in the video that she's not a fan of like people
going up to her
and pretending like they know her.
Which again, she gave extreme examples and then examples that I'm like, what? Like she said, I'm not okay with people like stalking me and stalking my family. Obviously, that's not okay.
Yeah.
But like she's just also seems bothered that people connect, you know, that pretend that they know her or act like they know her. But unfortunately, subjective. When someone connects with your music, they feel like they know you.
Yeah.
And you always have to remember that, you know, you're an artist. If you didn't want fame with it, just make music and don't put it out. It just also, like, I'm pretty sure there were days that you prayed people were singing along to your songs, and now you have it, and now it's kind of like a slap in the hand. Again, it's okay to be to set boundaries.
I'm like obsessed with all those TikTok videos of people like if I ever run into Chappell Roan and they're just like covering their like.
Yeah, and I think I not to bring Taylor Swift up, but I remember one of her documentaries. I don't know if it must have been Miss Americana, where she was just like, I will never like, you know, not or look down or not be thankful that someone wants my autograph or picture, yada, 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 because I would pray for this. Like, there was times where I would just wish someone would show up to my concert, would sing along to my songs, and now you have it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I think, a double-edged sword. I don't think you owe people a lot of things when you're famous. I don't think that you need to set boundaries for your mental health, but I also think that it's like you also can't blame them for thinking they know you because
they're like, if your music is so personal and deep, they feel like they're seeing that deeper side of
and
you.
I know she said that, like, oh, Chappell Roan is not me. Like, I don't even know her real name. It's like Chelsea or something.
Oh, really?
It's like she's
like I really thought that was her name. I was like, interesting.
No, she says like Chappell Roan is like an art project, and that's like her current art project that she has. I don't know her real name, Chelsea, whatever. It's something like that.
With a C
or maybe just like, you know, Brittany. I don't know. It's something like that. And
Brittany.
And she's like, I'm her. Like, I'm this, you know, girl from the Midwest who's doing an art project that's Chappell Roan, and people are connecting to Chappell Roan, but I'm not Chappell Roan. And I'm like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, yes, you are. It'd be interesting how she decides to, you know, because she's struggling so much, how she's going to move forward with her career. Like,
yeah, I feel like that's really up in the air because she really blew up. I mean, if you saw her last big, like, what do you call it? Like those, like ACL,
yeah, the
festival thing.
Outside Lands.
Yeah, like, whoa. And also even ACL had moved. She was originally slated to perform on Saturday. They moved her to Sunday because I think like they didn't expect how much space she could potentially take up. So
ACL, can you buy day tickets?
Yes,
I would be
but
so
I'm not
upset
sure.
If I bought Saturday to see her.
Oh no, that's what the whole drama is right now with ACLs. A lot of people are upset that they're not even like letting. I don't know if they're saying they can't refund it or like, yeah. So a lot of people are really upset right now, and I'm like, well, it's a good thing I got a 3-day pass. So.
I know, I'll just show up anytime. But yeah, so Chappell Roan, of course, we want her to be healthy.
Yeah, and
stuff,
I mean, I get it, cause like, you know, us too, like we are who we are on the desk when we're serious, and then we are who we are in our personal lives. It's very like there is a line, but we don't talk about our deep, like what's going on here all the time.
No,
so.
I feel like if we were like, it, same with influencers. Like, it's like you're putting yourself out there so much. Like, how can you not expect people to relate and then be bothered by it?
Like you're going out there to be relatable.
Yeah, it's like kind of when influencers are like, everyone's copying me. It's like, that's
then
literally what you do for a living. Like, you influence people to be like you and to do what you do or not, you know? And it's just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I do want to talk about this next story because even though I'm not familiar with it, it is not my demographic. It's Molly May.
Oh, yeah.
And Tommy Fury. So it was announced that they broke up. This lovely, beloved British couple. So she has returned to social media for the first time since announcing the end of her 5-year relationship with boxer Tommy Fury. Well, she just posted on Instagram, like, with her sister. Nothing too crazy. Well, a 25-year-old Love Island star revealed her separation from her fiancé last week, and since then the two reports have emerged accusing the boxer of infidelity. Him himself, though, has denied all accusations, adding that he is horrified by these false allegations. When the breakup first was announced, paparazzi caught her dad, family members showing up to her house with flowers and just like comforting
taking care of her.
Like, paparazzi were outside this girl's home. She's like,
well, it's because
big
they
deal.
were season 5 of Love Island UK, like, really, I think that was the season that really like kind of blew up. And I'm still in the beginning of that season. I'm seeing them get together.
So apparently, like, in Love Island, they like stick together. Like, they no
so
separation.
right, I'm literally like
strong.
a week or two into like the because it's like literally like 55, 60 episodes.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
because they go on for longer than the US one.
Oh, wow, that's
so yeah, I they're at the point of hooking up together in the beginning of the season, but if they stay together a long time, I mean, maybe for her, I mean, if he says there was no infidelity, maybe she was just blindsided by the breakup.
I don't know. It's just, okay, if you, and I only found this out through other podcasts that have talked about this. Again, I don't really follow them, but apparently there's been like videos of him at the club and that aren't like the most, like, it's not bad what he does, but it's just like, why is there a girl so close to you?
Yeah.
If you have
a child
with a woman waiting back at home.
And it's crazy because they would post on social media literally up until like the breakup, like how much they loved each other, all these things, and then just like a flip of a switch, literally.
And, you know, not to be like, not that I know him, but if those videos are what people have caught him doing at the club, which again aren't bad but aren't good either, I can only imagine that there's probably other stuff that she has been turning an eye to, and it just came to a boiling point where she's like, no.
And she's probably going to start learning a lot more things now that their breakup is out there. Like, I'm sure people are going to come out from the woodworks and be like,
hey, girl, like a DM.
He was doing this, like he was doing that.
And he comes from a like boxer family. His brother's really popular. She, after Love Island, just became like the it girl. Like, she is like British's like #1 mommy blogger, kind of people beloved. So like to the point where the Daily Mail was like outside her home.
Well, people really love the Love Island contestants, dude. Like, I think like there it's like, I don't even, you can't compare it to the US.
Yeah,
well, the current season US, like that's how they like hold it to the helm, I think, over there.
But over there, it's like she's on the tabloids right next to Kate Middleton. Like, that's how like.
Yeah, I feel like she was in a lot of the posters for Love Island and stuff.
Yeah,
because it's just like.
You know, when the Daily Mail has like a favorite, like, oh, new shoes down the street, like those the most random people, like anything they do. She would be that
Molly
girl.
May.
Yeah.
That makes so much
sense. But it makes me excited for her.
Yeah.
Like, she's like the hot little thing in England, and I'm pretty sure that
it's going to be dark for a little while, but she's going to get through it.
And she's 25.
Shut up. No, she isn't. She's 25 years old.
They've been together for 5 years, and she has a baby with him.
You're 25. Literally live your life.
Yeah,
like,
so that's like so much ahead of her.
Yeah, like you have your whole future. You're gonna forget about this guy,
Tommy,
who whatever he did, but
He has to do something.
I keep forgetting that she was 20 years old. Yeah, they were young. That's crazy. But 5 years, that's a long time.
Yeah. Sticking to the Love Island thing, I know that you're going to be the main girl right now. So Love Island USA had its reunion, and you could take it away because I just never watched the season.
Yeah, so Love Island had their reunion this past week. A lot of anticipation around it. There was a lot of rumors going into it about, like, you know, when people left, because it was pre-recorded like the week prior. But one of the big things that came out of it was the breakup of Kendall and Nicole, who were the fourth couple in line for the prize. You know, it was actually kind of crazy because you heard about Kendall probably. He made it all over Twitter right after getting out of the villa due to a not suitable for work video that was blasted all over social media. And she kind of went into the fact that, like, she was shocked hearing about the video. Apparently he recorded it in the hotel room prior to going onto the island, and he had told her it was sent to an ex-girlfriend. So when she found out that he had put it on a, like, dating app thing, she was so mad. She said that at that point they wanted some distance. A lot of people are kind of coming after Nicole, being like, we don't know why you're, like, bringing him down over a situation that is really embarrassing for him. But after the reunion, they did announce that they are splitting up. Another big moment, a lot of people, like the side characters, a lot of the people that were the bombshells, et cetera, left the reunion really talking about their mental health. Like 3 people were like, my mental health is going through it now after this whole thing, like all of these things, especially Aaron. He was with Kaylor. They had a very chaotic relationship. He revealed something new about what happened in Casa Amor, and Kaylor, like, went after him. Literally the whole cast went at him. There was a video of him getting back to London saying, like, he never wants to speak of this franchise again. Like, it's really, like, been tough on him. He mentioned that, you know, he did the BFF podcast where, what's the main guy's name? Dave. He never seen the show before, so he was going hard on him. And apparently that day he had lost his grandpa earlier in the day. So he's like, just all of these things have been stacking up. Like, I know I did Kaylor bad, but, like, you know, I'm really going through it. And even, like, some more of, like, the side characters, like Daniela, she posted on TikTok, like, crying, talking about how we need to be more kinder to these people, that they are not just characters in a TV show, they're humans. So, I mean, I feel like the reunion was very bleh. They did show that big scene that everyone's been waiting for, sending Andrea home, the conversation between the girls and how it was decided. Liv was the driving factor, which all of us knew it wasn't Leah. But yeah, like, they have become so popular. Leah's now at 3.5 million followers. Some of the other cast members are at 1 million. So, you know, I don't really think they're going to be able to recreate this magic ever again, because I think the casting was just so perfect. But we'll see how Love Island USA does it next season. I think they need to keep Ariana Madix back, because she did a fantastic job hosting, and also she was the host of the reunion. So I was like, even Andy Cohen said he was proud of her because, you know, Andy would always host Vanderpump stuff, and he was like, I'm happy to see you in a hosting gig. So
she's killing it.
And that's your Love Island recap for the final time.
Absolutely. And just bringing this to other people's attention, Emily in Paris is back on Netflix. Season 3, part 1.
Emily in
the
Paris.
First half. I don't know how I feel about Netflix doing this 2-parter season. They did it for Bridgerton, and it's just like, it's just a way for them to keep the show in the headlines in 2 cycles, and it's just like, give it
because what bothers me is, like, I get it for hour-long shows. These episodes are 30 minutes. I'm like, for 5, that's like 2.5 hours. Like, how I can binge that, like, during my lunch break. Like, literally, like, that's why I'm like, Netflix, pick the right TV shows to do the little halfway point, because a 30-minute show, like, give me a break.
Yeah, that's about Emily in Paris.
Literally.
We have Kylie Jenner on the British Vogue September issue, and then we have Blake Lively in the U.S.
Oh,
September.
The Blake Lively one was too much.
I didn't like it.
It was like a whole storyline, like, I don't need to. If I want to watch a movie, I'll go to the movies. I'm not gonna read the pages of Vogue.
I just
right
wanted
now.
a pretty picture of her. I love Kylie Jenner's British Vogue September.
Kylie once again proving that she can be a better model than Kendall sometimes.
Even like her kids.
Yeah.
They were just
oh my
like-
God, Stormy is just so beautiful. I think Stormy is so gorgeous.
She talks about more about her line Kai than any other of her projects, which is interesting.
She's pushing that. She's wants.
Pushing that.
But my thing is like with her brand, it's like they release like one item like every month, like. That's it. Like I
it's
guess.
more of a curator. It's not like she designs the clothes. It's like.
Is it?
I don't think she designs. It's more of like curating.
Like she's like, oh, I like that, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I'm pretty
curating
sure
means?
it's like like it's more like like she just buys stuff in like wholesale. Like
oh yeah.
like if you open a boutique, I'm pretty sure there's like people that sell like the same shirt in
Got you.
You know
yeah,
what I
because
mean?
those everything that she's put out has already been like recreated, and it's probably like
so I don't think she
on
designs
Shein.
them. I could be wrong, but I'm like 95% sure she does not.
I really did like her little like tea time video. Did you watch that? I watched a little bit of snippet of it where you know how like British Vogue they usually kind of sit down with their whatever they're doing. They do like a whole little tea setup.
Yeah, the only clip I saw of that was like, who's Kylie Jenner? And she said, how do you know about her? Kylie Jenner is her alter ego when she's like full glam and like at work.
Oh.
She's like, Kylie Jenner is like at home, relax, and like, you know, and sweats with my kids.
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner is like when I'm full
Kylie,
makeup. And,
that's
like,
an interesting
at photo shoot.
Alter ego name.
Yeah.
What would be your alter ego name?
I don't know. Yours is Lorraine.
No, not anymore.
What would be yours?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that one out because I'm gonna rule the other one out for sure.
You are. I feel like there's always we have a thing of like when an alter ego when you're drinking. We have friends that we.
Oh
we
yeah.
name them.
We'll work on that one and we'll get back to you guys.
Yeah,
on
I
what
don't have
that
one,
alter
guys.
ego
I'm not
name
that
will
funny.
be.
I just know I have an alter ego. I just haven't. She hasn't been named.
She has yet to be named.
And just our last headline: Call Her Daddy host Alex Cooper inks multi-year deal with SiriusXM worth up to $125 million for exclusive content and more as podcasters ends her Spotify pact. And this is the Unwell Network is in that deal. And I'm just like.
It's a good time to be Alex Cooper.
No,
she was in Paris hosting. Dude, oh my God. I could not, like, I watched one. I was very into the Olympics this year, like, super into it. I've never been so into it. But she was hosting watch parties for the women's soccer. I watched her first episode to see how it was going. I was so annoyed. All they do is talk. I was like, I want to watch the game. Like, you all are just like talking about random things. Like, I want to watch the soccer game.
I thought it was funny when, I don't know what
Did
happened.
you watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I
okay.
watched clips of it. Like, she would be watching things, and then she said something about, someone said something about cheating, and she's like, and this is like a consequence. If you ever cheat, like, there will be consequences. It's just so like random.
Yeah.
Because it's like NBC Olympics, not
No,
the
yeah, it was like a
podcast.
whole like,
But it's just
like talking while
the
game is going on. But I'm like, I want to watch the game.
For me, I just like the deal specifically. I just think it's so interesting how, you know, when she was at Barstool, she was probably making like $75,000, something like that.
Oh,
money.
yeah.
Then she jumped to Spotify to like millions.
Yeah.
And now it's like hundreds of
125
millions. And
million.
like, I want to say 6 years, 7 years.
We'll see where she goes. But I'm just like,
I
I'm
bet you
trying to
so,
figure
yeah.
out like how it's going to be different from her Spotify show.
I don't think it is.
It's just like they're streaming it also on
Yeah, it's like kind of the
SiriusXM.
Joe Rogan thing. Oh, well, she ends with Spotify.
Oh,
so you
she's
can-
no longer with Spotify?
No. Yeah.
Girl.
So it's kind of like your show is your show.
Well,
you just
yeah,
are now on a
like you
different
just
platform.
market it to other people. Like, hey, this Spotify, my contract's ending. I want to get more money. I'm gonna shop it out to other people, and maybe SiriusXM was like, we'll give you this much.
Yeah, and it comes with all the other shows that she has. It's like her Unwell Network.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, and
Her
it
and
says,
her husband are killing it.
what was it? Exclusive content. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be other stuff.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I mean, she's getting really
well,
good guests.
Yeah.
She has a good guest.
She does get good guests. I actually was listening. I couldn't finish I was listening to the Hunter Schafer one. That one was getting interesting, but got distracted.
I think the last one I saw was. Can't even tell you.
It's been a minute. Sometimes she has good ones. Sometimes it's like,
yeah. But now moving to our main topics that we, have been following along for a while. This one kind of hurts, kind of doesn't. So, I was rooting for her. I was hopeful that it was just a publicity stunt. So Jennifer Lopez has filed for divorce from Ben Affleck. Well, on Tuesday, after 2 years of marriage, 2 years, capping a decade-long romantic history, Lopez filed the petition to dissolve the couple's marriage to the LA County Superior Court, according to court records. The filing, which was first reported by TMZ, was submitted on the second anniversary of the couple's lavish wedding celebration at Affleck's home in Georgia. We've been, there's these rumors. Like, first it's like, insiders say they can't stand each other. Their houses are going on sale. He was actually not at her Bridgerton birthday party. It was like all this stuff. I had the theory that she would rather have that be the headline that instead of her failed tour, her failed movie and album. And, I read somewhere that it's just so interesting that her last movie project was this album about finding the love of your life. And it was just like, girl, there's something inside of you that we need to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's so much depth and things we need to uncover
But you even mentioned it too, like the timeline of like.
Oh, yes.
Please rehash it for everybody.
Is it Alex Rodriguez? Yeah. So Jennifer Lopez performed at Joe Biden's inauguration. She was still dating Alex Rodriguez. They were engaged, broke up. She rekindled her love with Ben Affleck. They got engaged. They got married, and they got divorced. Joe Biden still has 5 months left in his term.
2 relationships
all that
in
happened
4 years.
in
4 years.
In a presidential term.
Yeah. That's a lot to, like, I would be like, Jennifer girl.
Jen.
Pull in a little bit closer.
Jenny.
You need to take a little bit of a break. I know, sometimes you just kind of want to, like, just love people. You got to love yourself for a little bit. Just take a little bit of time for yourself right now. Because you need it. Work on a new album.
No, maybe not.
Try to, or like maybe about heartbreak, the next Tortured Poets department.
The next Tortured. I was really rooting for them.
I was rooting for them. I think it was for them, like, let's see this relationship that was a what if. What if things would have worked out? What if it was meant to be? And then they did it, and it wasn't meant to be. They weren't meant to be, and I feel like it was said that, I think I read that it just wasn't working for both of them, which, it happens.
Yeah. We had kind of reported that there was a rumor that Ben was claiming that he wasn't all there when they got married, and he was claiming that he was, like, tricked, I guess, in a way of marrying her. And I just hope that's not true, because that's kind of ugly.
Yeah, that is terrible to say. But maybe maybe he's going through something right now. Like, they just need space away from each other. Who knows? Maybe a third time.
Oh, them in like another 5. Yeah, and then see you in 10 years, Ben.
But also, like, I feel like his daughters would still wear Jennifer's clothes. Like, I think that, like, they probably settled in a decent way.
Yeah.
Since it was family involved and children involved. I
mean,
that's always trickier.
I feel bad for her kids. Because he gets so close to the siblings. So, like, Alex Rodriguez, they were close to those siblings, and then they were probably close to these siblings, and then you're just not siblings.
Single mom, let's do it.
Yeah, you're like, single mom. Okay, we have to talk about Miss Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
She's back on stage. Well, Taylor Swift in London, she said that she was devastated to have to cancel her Vienna shows this month after Austrian officials said a terrorist plot targeting her concert was foiled. So let me just go back a little bit. So Taylor came back to resume her tour after those Vienna shows. She performed 7 or 8 nights, eight nights in Wembley Stadium. Big, like,
which
record.
is literally overtaking the record of Michael Jackson.
Yes, it's crazy. She got a lot of backlash because she hadn't spoken out about the attacks ever since then. So she canceled the remaining shows. She just moved forward. I think we just saw her out one night in London when, you know, the whole touring group stayed in London. She took out her crew to dinner, and then they got to work. She did all of her 8 shows, and then finally she does those posts on Instagram that kind of like
recaps the place that she went to.
The city. In that little recap, she like obviously thanked London and how it was an amazing European leg tour, and then she addressed the attack and saying that how thankful she was to everyone that was able to prevent it, and
mourning concerts and not lives.
And she kind of pointed out the fact that, you know, you guys, she didn't say like you guys are criticizing me, but she's addressing the fact that people were mad that she hadn't spoken on it. She said that she knew that if she could speak out about it, it could provoke more anger among the people that plan these kind of things, and silence at this point was more strength than anything else. And
you know, that brings up the conversation, because a lot of people online are always like, why doesn't Taylor talk about like major events in the world and major events like nationwide? And I feel like this is probably an example of why she never does, because
you can't make enemies when
I mean, you traveled the world, everyone in the world is your fan. It just kind of puts your life clearly and the lives of others at risk. So I think people are like, don't ask her to comment on things, because this is clearly like...
And it's true. It's just there's so many like hot topic issue that, you know, you and I could have a discussion and disagree, but there are some people who can't see it any other way, and it triggers anger, it triggers violence, it triggers attacks, and that's kind of
like, it would have been so tragic to see if, like, thank God they found all of this out, because I can't even imagine how traumatic that experience.
Yeah, it's kind of like it reminded me of Ariana.
Oh yeah, like literally, like so many lives lost, like traumatic for, you know, audience members. Like, how could you ever trust going to like a major event like that ever again?
She kind of mentioned in her caption that when, you know, she went to London, her security was just like so high end.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can only imagine. And if you watch one of her documentaries, Miss Americana, she, because of the Ariana the Manchester one, it's become one of her biggest fear, and she travels with the gauze. Basically, if you're shot at, there's this gauze that you could put in your wound, and it holds the blood in for you. It's like military stuff.
Oh, damn.
And she says she travels with that ever since the Manchester attacks, because that's one of her biggest fears. So literally, like,
Imagine
it was
to see your fear like come to life, but like you were able to like
stop
it in its tracks.
So she upped, you know, her security for London.
And I know that they were even saying like outside of the stadium,
yes,
they weren't allowing a whole lot of things just to keep everybody safe.
So if you didn't have a ticket, you couldn't linger around the stadium.
Oh, like, you know how like all those audience members just kind of listen from the outside, like they're like,
they
way.
prevented that, which, you know,
for
yes,
everyone's
it
safety,
sucks, but
like,
it's for everyone's
yeah.
safety. But, you know, we also have to highlight she had 8 glorious shows in London. She had special guests. She had Ed Sheeran for the first night. Then she had Florence Welch from Florence and the Machine, which they sang Florida for the first time.
I loved it.
And then she had Jack Antonoff come out, and I think that's it.
And then she sang So Long London for the first time and probably the last time.
And she released a music video for I Could Do It With a Broken Heart, which is all just a sequence of behind the scenes tour footage of her rehearsing, her at the concert, being, you know, under the stage, yada, yada, yada. Makes us excited that there is a possibility that there could be a documentary of making of the Eras tour, just because she has had lots of footage.
And it's so interesting to see. I mean, also, I feel like a lot of it was, you know, during the Tortured Poets era, which you saw a lot of.
Yeah.
And it was perfect for the song. I think that Taylor is a beast, like just to be able to smile after going through all this stuff that you go to, even to smile behind the scenes. Like, she can really do it with a broken heart, and that's just like such an inspiration.
Yeah, I'm just really excited for what's next. I need new Taylor content. I
Me
really
too.
do. That's what I really do.
But she's going to be, I mean, this was the stop of her European legs, so she's going to be making it back to the States.
In October?
Oh, I
think
don't know.
She's back in October, which
But maybe she's going to take a vacation, right? Because is it a hiatus between?
I think from August to October. It makes sense, like a month and a half.
Go visit Travis at practice.
But didn't
or on
she
the
say
set of
that
TV
after
shows and movies.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I didn't bring that up.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
So Travis Kelce, he's taking a dip into
the acting world. Who would have known he was an actor?
It's a little cringe. But
He came out in the trailer for Ryan Murphy's new American Horror Stories show, which I was like, Travis Kelce in an American Horror Story? That's kind of weird. It was announced he's going to come out in Happy Gilmore 2.
And
he's going to host like a TV show. Like, this
Are you
boy is
smarter than a
booked
celebrity?
and busy.
So we're just happy for him that he's bringing in the money as well.
Yeah.
I know that once the U.S. leg of the tour for Taylor Swift ends, it's the end of the Eras tour.
It's an end of an era.
So I think that's when we'll get the documentary.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
And do you think it's going to be in theaters?
Yeah, probably. I hope so.
I hope so. I want to see it in theaters. I'm sorry, guys. My hair keeps getting like stuck. So if you see me moving it, I apologize.
My earpiece has just been in there too long, and I'm just annoyed by it. And then our last big story. It is a recap. It's a movie we've been waiting for a year.
Yes.
If you follow us along, you know that we had a book club last year, and each month we would select a book. It was one of our first books. It was.
I think it was our no, second one.
Our second one.
So.
It ends with us. And the reason we would pick specific books, it would either be a celebrity memoir, or it was a book that was going to be turned into a show or a movie. Finally, It Ends With Us was released this month.
To think that it's a year and the movie's already out, I'm mesmerized.
Yeah.
Even with the whole writers' strike.
Oh yeah. And there's just lots of going.
Because when we read it, the cast was already announced.
Yes.
So the fact that we're already here, like, wow.
That's crazy.
I can't
It goes by fast.
Okay,
It couldn't
go
be
on.
fast. You know, it wasn't moving fast enough when it was being made, but it was finally here. We've seen the movie. I like the movie.
1 to 5, what is your rating?
The movie as a
Yeah.
whole?
Like 1 to 5 range.
Like a 3.8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say like 3.5.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's not a rom-com. It's not a rom-com,
Yes,
guys.
not a
It's a
rom-com.
very touchy, serious thing. But at the end of the day, it's like that Hallmarky, like, it's a 2-hour movie, very straightforward. You follow along like a love story, and then it just
kind of
turns.
flips on
Yeah.
its head.
I think that the changes that were made were necessary for the relevance and for it being to be translated into a movie. Like, yes, people were upset about the Dory thing, but I feel like the same people, like, we didn't want Ellen in it, and you can't have.
I think
Dory,
they read the room with that one.
and you can't have Dory if you don't have Ellen.
They still brought up the whole, like, she writes to Ellen.
Yeah,
but
which I think it was just more of a nod. I think that a lot of the scenes that portrayed like some of the abuse were cut out because they wanted, obviously you can't show everything, but I think they really wanted to give us that perception or perspective of, was it an accident? Was it not? And if you haven't read the book and you don't know the end, it truly does look like it's an accident in a lot of these situations.
it was interesting to see that portrayed on the screen. The final moment at the end where she kind of looks back and she's like, whoa.
It all clicks in a different angle. I'm like, beautiful. I cried two times where I cried, where I teared up. The part where Alice is like, if you ever find yourself wanting to fall in love again, fall in love with me. And then the part where she's talking to the sister, where she's like, as
so
his
beautiful.
sister,
I want you to want you to give him a chance, but as your friend,
like, I will never speak to you if you go back to him. And I'm like, that's such a good friend. So I thought it was very nicely done. I think Atlas and Ryle's portrayals were beautifully
incredible.
done.
And I think Blake Lively did a decent job as well.
She was okay.
But the thing is, like,
That wasn't
the
Lily.
thing about Blake is, like, Blake inserts her own self into every
That
character.
was Serena
That was
from Gossip
Serena
Girl.
if
with
her
red
life went
hair.
down the wrong path.
Yes, it was just, and it gives off the same vibe as, and I love her, Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston plays the same character in every movie. Ryan Reynolds plays the same character in every movie. It works because sometimes that character is that character, but I don't, in my eyes, even though I like the character, that wasn't the same character as the books.
Yes.
The fashion was a little cringe. I mean, they were cute outfits, but that wasn't Lily. Lily came from a decent, you know, not poor, but not middle class, a little above average. But here you have her in the book. Her father dies, leaves her some money, and she's taking a risk to open this flower shop. Then she's charmed by this wealthy doctor that is providing her and welcoming her into like this beautiful apartment, which plays a part in the way you like fall in love and you kind of get wrapped up into this toxic relationship. But yet Lily has the Louis Vuittons just hanging around.
The scene where she like goes to the sister's party, a lot of people are like,
when
Khloe Kardashian.
When I tell you, Brenda, I was just like, the hair.
It was
the outfit. I was just like, that's not Lily.
It is not Lily. That's Blake Lively cosplaying as Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah, and I think aside from that, I think her acting was fine. But again, it just
the
wasn't.
same. Look, the thing about Blake Lively is that she is an actress who acts. But I think she even said it herself in an interview.
Okay.
I think she even said it in an interview, like, it's kind of hard to like be somebody else. I don't know what people
I heard she said
remember.
That, I'm like, what
and I'm like, that's
world?
The point of an actor. You have to pretend to be someone else. Like, it's just like I don't think Blake was ever.
She just can't be an actor. Like she can't just get into a character.
Yes, and everyone's like, that's literally what acting is, girl.
Yes.
But like. It's just like we already said, she's the same person all the time. It's very hard for her to separate herself. But, you know, along with this movie has come so much drama. Like, it's literally outshadowing the movie and the purpose of the movie. You know? And we'll kind of start from the beginning as to the speculation surrounding it. I mean, honestly,
did we ever bring it up that he wasn't any of the promos like in the beginning?
No, we didn't, because
I feel like I might have like just said it to you.
I think we said it, but we were like, oh, because he's been sick. He was at the hospital. But guys, they started ramping up this promotion. Bring your florals, bring your friends.
Yes.
Like so it's hard to speak on this because people are like, it's, you know, you all are kind of diminishing what the purpose of the movie is, and I'm not going to diminish what the purpose of the movie is. It's a very important topic that needs to be brought to light, but I feel like the promotion surrounding it wasn't exactly that. A lot of people were confused going into this movie about what it was about because, you know, she would have little videos with Ryle's character where they would have an influencer cook, and because he's a cook, they would do a cooking video. It's like, what does that have to do with the
I think
movie?
the marketing strategy was in two sides, you know. Starting from the beginning, basically, they started the press. It was always Blake Lively with the cast, with Colleen Hoover and Justin by himself. Let me tell you, Justin bought the rights to this book 5 years ago. He got the book off the ground. He started casting. He started these focus groups to make sure the script was still close enough to the script.
Consult with organizations.
And it was like he even met with fans to read the script to be like, you know, it's still relevant. It's not like I'm doing the book justice. Eventually, Blake Lively, big name, got into the picture.
Became a producer.
I believe she became a producer halfway into it, which might have to do with the writer's strike. That money was running out to keep the project going. She became a producer. With that comes a little bit of power into things. I believe of like what I've seen is the creative differences really like showed there, whether she wanted to go one way with either a scene or marketing creatively. They were just not on the same page, because here you are having him promote this movie in a way like, speaking about domestic violence, she is like, you know, it's a fun night out, come watch this movie.
I have a new hair care line, guys.
I have a hair new, yeah. And it's like, do you blame her for not ruining the twist in the movie, or do you say that she's leading people astray to what the real message is?
And for me, it's like this could have been such a big opportunity, like in those settings where they would have the whole cast in an audience and they would be discussing the movie. Like
where was
it was very
Justin?
rare where they even mentioned DV. Very, very rare. And I'm just like, you should have maybe a therapist there, maybe like talking about
Like
the
bigger
struggles
things.
and like what this, like talk about what the movie is. I feel like if people knew what the movie was, it would have reached bigger distances.
Yeah, and I also don't think, I don't know, I'm just a big, like, Justin put so much into it. Like, at the end of the day, he was a director, he was the owner of the you know, the rights, and Blake just kind of like,
I think where it got wrong was the marketing, because everyone's saying, well, like the guy who plays Atlas, he released a statement this week addressing all of the, he calls it vilifying, you know, the women that are putting so much effort into this, and he's saying that all of this nonsense is pulling away from what the purpose of this movie is, and it's a shame that people are, you know, feeding into this drama and feeding into this nonsense when people that were a part of the project know what happened behind the scenes.
and what happened then? What happened? Tell us, because there's obviously an issue. There's an issue because Blake gets asked about Justin, Jenny gets asked about Justin, Colleen gets asked about Justin. They do not say his name. Justin is asked about them, gives them great reviews. I think they should have just stuck with that. There is one point where I think Justin had it, and they asked him, "Are you going to direct the second part?" And he says, "I don't know. I think Blake is ready to direct." And that said everything for me. That said everything. She was trying to control the creative, and maybe she is ready. Like maybe she was just like backseat driving.
But I mean,
as a
like she directed
producer.
she directed Taylor
Yeah.
Swift's music video. I think that's her. I think she was kind of like, let's start with like maybe a producing role. Let's see how that develops
And then
into.
she just kind of got into it.
Yeah.
I don't like. I think the ugly part was when she said like, "Oh, my husband wrote that."
The rooftop
scene, and then the screenwriter is asked on the same red carpet, what was the most challenging scene you wrote? She said the rooftop scene. According to the reports, the screenwriter did not know they went with Ryan Reynolds' version of it until she saw it on screen. Now,
Yikes.
she kind of said it was kind of brought to light that that scene was shot when the writer's strike kind of happened, so
A lot of people are kind of calling them out for not taking the writer strike seriously.
he came in to make notes, and it's kind of like, well, you're not standing in solidarity. I don't like that.
My thing is like, if the cast of Don't Worry, Darling,
I was gonna say,
who had all of the drama in the world surrounding them, and they can stand in a photo op all together, why can't you all just do one photo with Justin Baldoni?
And then Jenny Slate posted a picture the night of the premiere congratulating Blake on her work. It's like, what? What do you mean?
I just really want to know what happened behind the scenes. And you know, he hired a PR crisis manager.
I don't. Okay, this is another thing. I think it comes with those Page 6 stories that started to come out saying that he created a toxic work environment and made her feel uncomfortable about her body.
Which was a very specific thing. Postpartum body.
I think those were Blake's team trying to throw away the narrative away from her. And I think he probably got an inside tip being like, these places like the Daily Mail and all those stuff, they don't really care about the insider says this and they'll print it. I think he got wind of something maybe bigger, more of a targeted thing, and that's why he hired a crisis PR. But
he kind of shot back being like, well, I needed to know the weight because I have a bad back, and I asked my trainer, he asked the trainer, how much does she weigh so I can prepare myself.
Yeah.
And then that a kiss was lingering far too longer and made her uncomfortable. It's just I hadn't read that. It was a lot of things.
I just want to know. Okay. And then the other thing that I'm worried about, and I told Brenda this, is I'm obviously Team Justin. He has been nothing but respectful, even praising these people that don't even want to say his name. And even if he did something wrong, I'm a big believer of just be professional, push through it, unless it's something criminal and inappropriate, right? But if you're not gonna accuse him and call him out, and it wasn't something that is criminal or inappropriate, and it's just petty stuff that you were creative differences, it made you upset, he gave you attitude, she gave him attitude, just be professional and push through it because there's a bigger message behind the
Like, it's so
the
unfortunate that this movie just had to be, like, the light had to be dimmed because of all this drama. But I think for Justin Baldoni, it's kind of like a, maybe I'm not going to work with celebrities anymore.
And you kind of brought up a good thing. He's directed. I think he's a great actor. He's a great director, but he's only has directed things.
Like young Hollywood stars.
Starlets rising, not a full-blown
like
actress with one of the most powerful actors in Hollywood that could just call up a studio and be like, hey, if you don't side with my wife, like, there's going to be other consequences. I'm not saying that's what he did.
Also, I forgot to mention the different cuts. So there's also rumors that Justin Baldoni had a version of the movie that was received well by focus groups, but that they ended up going with Blake's, but then it was said later on that he saw the final product and it was a little bit of both of theirs.
And which makes me think, I'm like, what do you mean you saw the final project? You're the director. You should have been the one who picks the final cut. I know that, which even the posters changed halfway. Remember how the posters? So it's just a lot of like, which kind of reminded me why Ryan Reynolds used to give me the ick. And unfortunately, like, I've always liked Blake, but Blake is very similar to Ryan, which kind of been like,
and even like the video of like him doing like a parody interview with like Atlas, like a comedy with Hugh Jackman and his mom. I'm like, y'all, this isn't a comedy. This is
the only thing that I'm just like, is that Taylor Swift is such good friends with Ryan and Blake. Yeah. And you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together, which makes me...
I mean, people have always said that, you know, Taylor behind closed doors is very different from the Taylor we see.
And I think it's just like, I don't know, it just makes me sad. But I'm also like, Taylor, I'm still your friend. But I'm very like, ugh. And you know, I think I have friends that kind of remind me of Blake, and it's just... but they're like childhood friends. Yeah. So I just like have accepted who they are.
I always wondered like how, like if Blake and Ryan would stay at the top, and it's so funny that, you know, his movie came out like, I think 2 weeks, the Deadpool Wolverine, he was on top of the world. Yeah. And then all of this happened, and now like he's kind of just being dragged down with her. Like,
and you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with their futures.
Even her, like, she was being called out a lot about not posting about the DV part of the movie, and then all of a sudden she like sharing links. And it's like, well, Justin said he's been working with No More since the beginning of the. Like, I just need someone to clarify. Did I watch Blake Lively's cut or Justin's cut? I need to know. And if I watch Blake's, I need to watch Justin's. And if I watch Justin's, I need to watch Blake's. So can you please release it
and contrast?
Like, it ends with us, Blake's version. It ends with us, Justin's version. And then we'll see who gets the most streams.
I think that's what the focus groups were for. And they picked,
you know what? Pick me for the focus
But that just kind of calls into question, who has the more power, producer or the director? It's the producer, right?
Yeah,
producers have more power.
Yeah, it's the money.
She had more capital. She had more to lose. But
and studios had more to gain to make her happy. It really does. But Team Raphael, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. But yeah, those are all our topics, our headlines, and we will be back.
We will be back
next week, guys.
Yes, no more hiatus, guys. We're sticking strong through the fall and through the winter just for you, and we're happy to be back, and I'm glad we caught you up with all the celebrity news.
Yeah, a reminder, you can find us on Spotify. You're probably watching on YouTube right now, and follow us on Instagram.
Absolutely. Pop off the clock. Bye, guys.